Hi guys, Dorothy here, Professional Astrologer. Today I'm going to talk to you about the week of May 6th. We have no major things happening this week, which is a nice blessing. We have a few astrological things, which of course that's what I'm here to talk to you about. So if you want to find out what's going on for this week, don't go anywhere. I'll be right back. All right, guys, thanks for joining me. So let's just get started. On Monday, the 6th, Mercury is now in the sign of Taurus, and he's getting ready to make an aspect to Uranus. But first, Mercury in Taurus, what does that mean? Mercury is a gatherer of information, the ruler of Gemini, likes to move quick and fast. It's just running around, just grabbing all kinds of bits and pieces of information because it's intellectual and loves to grab all that stuff. In the sign of Taurus, though, it's like time to slow down. You know, when you're driving on the highway and you're cruising and you're going great and you see brakes and all of a sudden everybody has to slow down. Brake lights. This is what we feel when Mercury enters the sign of Taurus. Time to slow down. So Mercury in Taurus is not as scattered as it is in other signs. This sign, it is methodical and it's logical and it's practical and it's purposeful. It's not as scattered as it is when it's in its, well, it's not overly scattered in Gemini, but it can be. I'm a Gemini, I can say these things. So we have Mercury in Taurus, slows us down so we can really focus on the information that we're gathering and hearing and listening and processing. That's what Monday has to do for us. Monday and Tuesday, the moon's in Gemini. But on Tuesday, that Gemini moon is just like the things I already mentioned about Mercury. It's all about gathering information. Emotionally, we want to seek knowledge, seek information. That's how we settle and satisfy our emotional needs when the moon is in Gemini, by gathering information. Throughout the day, it makes numerous aspects, but the two that are most important to me is that it is conjunct Mars. It's conjunct Mars in Gemini and opposite Jupiter in Sagittarius. So in the afternoon, that happens East Coast time. It's around 5 p.m., between 5 p.m. and 8 p.m. These two aspects hit. And so what we have with this is it amplifies that Gemini energy, where we're feeling overloaded with information, and it's more of emotional context. And when the moon is opposite Jupiter, that will inflate it. So this is actually a really great night if you're a student, to study, to learn. I'm going to be at a dowsing class up in Wells, Maine. If you want to know about that, private message me ahead of time and I will let you know where and how you can get involved in that class. Great night for studying, for learning, and gathering information, which is why we picked this night for this class. Moving on to Wednesday, the 8th, the moon's now in the sign of Cancer, her own sign. So for the next couple of days, the main emotional theme is for caring, nurturing, and feeling comfort at home. The big news of the day is Mercury, again, in Taurus, makes a conjunction to Uranus in Taurus. So Mercury in Taurus, slow, methodical, purposeful, barely in this sign, so he hasn't quite figured out how to use this yet. So the conjunction to Uranus is going to help it to be inspirational, be open for new, inspiring ideas, think outside the box, be aware of that all day long, and be sensitive to the emotions that are going on around you. That moon in Cancer says we can be sensitive and really feel the element of the day. We can feel the energy of the day, and that includes that Mercury to Uranus. So if you need to think outside the box, you need to come up with something new and innovative, today is a great day to do that. That's Wednesday, the 8th. Moving on to Thursday, the moon still in Cancer, making many aspects, but the big news of the day is that Venus is in Aries. And while Venus is in Aries, she is trine Jupiter, the two benefics in the chart, right, in the zodiac. That means this is a very positive connection that happens just around 1 p.m. in the afternoon on the East Coast of the United States. What this represents for the few days building up to this, we have opportunities to really to go for what it is that we want and what we feel that we need to be aggressive at and assertive at. All right? Venus in Aries is very assertive, not necessarily a comfortable place for her, but it's there nonetheless. So Venus trine Jupiter is beautiful opportunities to take the proper steps forward towards something that means a lot to you. It's very personal. So if you're feeling driven to make a decision and be aggressive at something, now's the time to do it. Moving on to Friday and Saturday. So Friday, the moon enters the sign of Leo. So throughout the day, we have opportunities to feel creative. Now, the moon on Friday does make a square aspect to Uranus and to Mercury in Taurus. So what this says is if you're not staying in the flow, then these fixed energies between the moon and Mercury and Uranus create pressure and stress, so we have to make a change. It does not have to come to this. This is one of the biggest little sticklers for the week, in my opinion. So don't allow that to happen by making choices and not like procrastinating. People who procrastinate a lot, when we have fixed aspects like this, it pushes us to our limit. So then there's nothing we can do but give and let things happen, all right? Doesn't have to be out of our control. It will be for some, doesn't have to be, all right? I know, these are the energies that we have to play with. Let's move on to Saturday, the 11th, still moon in Leo. The moon's going to be in Leo all the way through Sunday morning on Mother's Day. So as a side note, make sure you're playing and you're doing a lot of creative things for mom. Don't forget mom on Sunday, May 12th, all right? And that's what we can do with these energies that are going on for Friday and Saturday and into Sunday, okay? Be creative and make sure you don't forget. That's the best way we could use these energies. I swear, I think it's going to be a great way to have a nice Saturday, a nice weekend. And then on Mother's Day, the 12th, which is Sunday, the moon does enter the sign of Virgo a little after noontime if you live on the East Coast. And that shifts us in the afternoon on Sunday and Mother's Day into a more focus of the daily routine. It's very earthy, very grounded. It is a nice day to get out and do yard work, depending, of course, where you live. But it helps us to, a Virgo on a Sunday afternoon, no matter what holiday it might be, is really great for setting our routine up and setting our things up for the week ahead. I'm going to leave you guys with that. Now listen, I want you to know, most people don't even make it to the end, so I might be wasting my breath here. I am working on getting a Patreon account. Everything that you guys see here is still going to be free. I am trying to get a little more financial support under me, because the work that I do here, this forecast and the written forecast, I spend approximately 7 hours every week doing this work. And it'd be nice to have some financial support from you guys. You who can manage it is fine. And I will announce it and have links all over the place when it is launched. It'll be another week or two before it's launched, if I can stay motivated to do it. It's a lot of work. It's a lot of extra work I have to fit into my week. So it takes extra time. But it's what I'm going to do. I'm going to offer different tiers. So I'm going to offer other things. I'm thinking I'm going to offer once a month, we'll do an in-depth new moon workshop, a Zoom thing on Zoom. So we'll do that once a month if we get enough people interested in it. So I'm working through all the kinks and trying to figure stuff out. If you have some ideas of what you think would be great, in addition to, if you're willing to contribute monthly to a process, and again, it's all going to be pretty inexpensive, comment below or email me, if you will. And I'd love to hear from you and what you think about that and what you have to say. So, but all of this content, as you see now, will still always be free. There's just going to be more. All right. And if you felt like donating for this, you're more than welcome to. And I'm going to leave you with that. Thank you very much. Yeah, thank you. Blessings. Namaste.